All right, you guys. Today we have Jessica Hickson. And I haven't really watched any of her videos. I watched a couple, I think a really long time ago, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't like her vibe and I already knew what she was. But she wasn't toxic, and that's why I really didn't have it out for her. She's probably wondering why not me. I don't I didn't see anything. I saw bigger issues basically. And yes, I didn't really find it. I think she wasn't horrible. You could see where the community goes to and where the toxic people you can see the where the toxic people the views come from. uh the people that call people unhinged, you can tell a difference. So let's get into it.
Hey guys, long time no see. This video has been a long time coming, but I've kind of been avoiding it for some obvious reasons. If you've ever been in an MLM, you probably know exactly why I've been avoiding it. But
Okay, so you at this point you can already I can know who watches MLM content beforehand before having conversation. This is already one of them. You know why I would leave my MLM, guys. And I had to sit down in a video. Obviously, whatever. And like really sad, or not sad, really sad, sincere sad.
but my recent TikTok kind of sparked some interest, and you guys were all curious what company I was with, and just had tons of questions about what happened and some things not lining up or making sense. So I just wanted to clear the air for you. I came across a YouTube video. I wrote her name down because I knew I would forget. Dominique Goodlow. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. But I came across one of her videos talking about why she left It Works, and it just sparked a lot of like PTSD within inside of me because I know exactly what she was talking about. So I just wanted to
Again with these terms, I mean, you could say anxiety, you could say, but it's just you guys are using these trigger words. Of course, people are angry. You're using like basically fighting words: unhinged, Hans. You have to know it. Continue.
give you guys a rundown of what happened. So I'll start from the very beginning. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible, but I have a lot to say. So if I missed anything, you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down below, and I'll make another video answering all your questions. I'll start from the beginning. My husband and I had just gotten married. We moved to Florida, and we only had his car. So I would wake up in the morning and I would take him to his schoolhouse at like 5 in the morning. They had to start their PT. So I'd take him in the morning. I would go home, either go back to bed or get ready for the day, and then I would go nanny, and then I'd have to go back and pick him up in the afternoon. Yada, yada, yada. It was crazy with one car. So I saw my friend constantly posting about It Works, and I was, oh yeah, by the way, It Works was the company I was with, for everybody that was asking. Yeah, It Works. So I lose my train of thought so easily. Yes, we had one car. It was exhausting. My friend was always posting about hair, skin, and nails, and how she was like making X amount of money, and I was like, if I could just make that much, that would replace the nanny job that I had that I didn't even enjoy, and I would be able to do it from home. I wouldn't have to worry about like taking him every day because he could just take the car and whatever. So I joined. I'm somebody who, when I do something, I like go all in, and so I was like balls deep, and It Works within like the first day. I bought a new desk, I bought a binder, I bought all these tools.
Good. Okay. I haven't looked into you, Jessica. I don't even know if you're gonna watch this video. Um, but it sounds like you're the most. You already. It sounds like you wanted to put in effort, and we're excited about it. So, I don't think you're gonna be completely incorrect like other people. I just think there's a lot of I'm a victim kind of thing. Like, things didn't work out for me. And so this must be a cult. I don't know. I'm just making a little bit of assumptions, but I don't get the vibes that you are lying. You can tell other people are, I mean, not necessarily lying, but it's just different.
I like printed out all of my customers and all their information, and I was like balls deep, right? So I started selling all the products and whatever, and based on the income disclosure statement, I was like, oh,
what? Okay, we're already starting weird. Based on the income disclosure statement, it's just weird that you bring it up because it's not even a salary. You're not even supposed. This is not a basis for anything. So that's why I find it weird. Like,
okay, I should be making around this amount of money a month. And I get my first check, and I'm like, that's not even anywhere near the amount of money it said that I should be making. And of course, your upline is trained to tell you, you know, like, that's an average, and, you know, it offsets because some people...
It's... No. There's no paycheck. There is no paycheck. Why is she even saying it like this? I mean, there is a paycheck, but it's not like... It's just like an expectation, but it's not... Everybody is their own boss. That is an independent contracting job. And you don't get paid for work you don't put in because you are your own boss, right? You are the one doing the work, right?
Make more. You know, it includes your bonuses, which I'll get to. It includes your bonuses and all that. So I was like, okay, I'll just keep running with it. And I think it was the next month. Yeah, within 2 months, I hit the rank of Ruby, which was supposed to be an average of $500 a month. And I got my first check, and it was like 200 and something. And I'm like,
that's really good. She only sold $500 and she made $200. What? Why is she complaining? I could sell $2,000 at work. I'm referring to my waitressing job, and I can get from anywhere from $60 to $200. It depends on the customers. That sounds great. $500. What you selling? How much is each product? Like, maybe each product's $25. So 4 products times 5. So she would have to sell 20 products a month. That doesn't really... I mean, it depends what you're selling, how good you're at it. But for only selling 20 products, you're making $200. I'm just trying to put things in perspective here in numbers.
what in the heck? Like, I'm balls deep in this company. I'm putting in so much work in this company, and
You're not really explaining it. You're just saying you're balls deep. You got a couple planners. You got a couple things. We have some time here, but this is your first story. Okay.
Making far less than what I was making at my nanny job that I did like 4 hours a day or whatever, which I was working this business from like sun up to sundown. And if it wasn't like...
Sorry for pausing a lot. She's saying a lot in a short amount of time. But she first hasn't said how long she's worked for the company and like how long. But so far it's 3 months, and then she's already upset that she's not making money, that much money for the work she's putting into it. It could be upsetting. I understand that. I would think an MLM would be like a side job more than your full job, because how volatile it could be at the beginning. You have to build your customer base, your audience, your team, however it goes. Your website, it takes time. So yeah, you may not want to quit your day job until you make your side job a little more sustainable.
on social media. I was on Zoom calls, I was training distributors, and I was putting more work into this than any job I'd ever put into my entire life. So the whole
and it's a sales job, and I want to actually look at her videos because she did some videos of her actually trying to sell, and this is no dig, but she may not be a salesperson. Maybe it's a certain personality, and I don't want to. She seems really nice, but like, especially for what you're selling and how you have to sell it, what is she doing to promote it, basically?
Like, work on your own time, make a full time. Yeah, no. I put more work into this than any other job in my entire life. But anyways, I'm seeing that my paychecks aren't like lining up with what I'm supposed to be making. And so then it clicks with me. They have this thing called a fast start bonus. And so when you enroll a distributor and they get 2 customers, or you get them 2 customers, then you get $100 bonus weekly. So if you enroll a distributor and before Friday you get them 2 customers, the next Friday you get $100. And I was like, this is where the money is. Like, what? So that's what I did. I started enrolling a distributor, giving them 2 customers, enrolling a distributor, giving them 2 customers. So this whole idea with MLMs, that like, it's not an MLM if you're not getting paid for enrolling distributors. Sure, you're not getting paid for enrolling distributors. You can enroll a distributor and get absolutely nothing. However, if you're getting them customers or they're getting themselves customers, that's where you start making money. You will make no money if you're just selling product.
That's not true. That's your experience. That's just your experience. I mean, let's just take this video for example. I know you're reacting to videos of yourself and maybe doing like a Facebook Live. So you're used to doing videos, and now I'm watching this video of you, and you seem kind of nervous making videos. So I don't know how comfortable you were making those kind of videos. So maybe it was kind of just you. I mean, you could put in a lot of work, but doesn't make it's a sales job. Like, how can I tell this? Like, maybe you just didn't know the way to sell. That's just how I would say. You tried, you're like, hey, do you want to buy this? But it just wasn't the way. Maybe a little awkward, maybe a little push. I'm not saying you. I haven't watched any of your videos, but I'm just saying. You're not giving me exactly top salesperson vibes, is what I'm trying to say. It would kind of come off right off the bat. You're like, I do this, I did this, and this is what I do. And you're just saying, I tried so hard, guys. You gotta trust me that I worked so hard, you know?
Because once you enroll those distributors, not only do you get that $100 bonus once you get them their 2 customers, which was usually the case because I was like balling, trying to like hit each rank. And so either they get those 2 or you get those 2, you get that $100.
And then I just want to say, yeah, maybe there is more money in recruitment for you because selling wasn't hard. That doesn't make it a pyramid scheme. That does not make it a pyramid scheme. You're not losing money. How's the company losing money? You're making money. You're making the company money. It's not a pyramid scheme.
Then you also get paid on any customer that they enroll, or any customers that you give them.
Sounds
you get
great.
paid on them. So I started realizing that the way to make money with this is 1, by those weekly bonuses, and 2, by getting as many distributors as possible underneath of me, and and to have them run their auto shipments. So most MLMs will give you the whole spiel of like, we don't have to carry inventory, there's no minimum, blah, blah, blah. However,
why is this really a problem for you if you're selling all your products, having your auto ship, maybe even on minimum? What's the minimum? What's the problem? It's just an automatic payment. It's just like a promise payment. Just, of course, your company would want you to do that.
You have to make a personal order of 80 business volume, which business volume to dollar ratio was pretty even. Like once I started like leaving the company, it seemed like you got less business volume credit than the dollar amount that it was. So you were paying more but getting less credit for it. However, hypothetically speaking, you had to have an 80 business volume auto shipment set up every single month to get paid. Or you could have 150 business volume in customer sales to get paid. But if you are keeping those customers under yourself to get the 150 business volume to get paid, you're not giving them to those distributors that you're enrolling, so you're not getting those fast start bonuses. So sure, you could just get 150 business volume and not have to pay anything other than a $20 website fee monthly in order to get paid. However, you're never going to make money that way. So it's not...
No, that's just in your experience. You could, I mean, what? Setting up a website's the easiest thing. What are you even saying?
Required to run an 80 BV auto shipment, but it is drilled into your head that if you want to be successful in this, you need to be using the products, you need to run an 80 BV auto shipment, it needs to be set up at all times.
I mean, that sounds good. That sounds good. I mean, they probably... It just sounds good. Again, referring to my old jobs, but they want you to look nice. I have to buy things for my job. They want you to wear the clothes. I worked at Hollister. You have to, each season you have to buy an outfit for just for wearing in the store. Each day that you worked, you had to wear an outfit that was all their clothes. You did get a discount. It's just no difference.
Yada yada yada, because the people that you are getting paid when you're running an auto shipment and also getting paid when you're getting...
And then auto shipment. Yeah. There's nothing crazy about that. You're saying 80 TV or whatever that means. You're not really saying in dollar amount how much that means. Oh, you said it was the same, so it's $80 a month auto ship. Okay. You can't sell $80 a product? Is that what you're saying?
The fast start bonuses, because, man, I'm just like going off on a tangent here and rambling, which I told myself I wasn't going to do this and that I would make a video separate for all of that stuff. But once you hit a leadership rank, so it went executive, ruby, emerald, diamond, I think. Yeah. So diamond would be the first leadership rank. So once you get to diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, presidential diamond, when your team gets those $100 fast start bonuses, you're making an extra percentage on that fast start bonus. So I started realizing that the higher up that I got, the more I would get when people would enroll distributors. And if they couldn't get them their 2 customers, I could get them their 2 customers, and there I made more money. I spent the next 4 years working my tail off. Like I said before, sun up to sundown. I had a huge team. I want to say I had over 300, 500 distributors underneath of me. I was doing team trainings all the time. People were asking me to speak on their team trainings for their team, and
it doesn't sound like you're really like focused in the sales department of the MLM. You just focused, you did the recruiting, and whatever else you're talking about.
I was really like making a name for myself to the point of where like I felt proud of what I was doing. I felt like I was making a difference in all these other distributors' lives, and at that point I had found out that I was pregnant with my son, so I was like, I'm able to stay home with him. I can't imagine like all the moms that I'm helping within my team who are able to like do the same thing. However, it took me 4 years to reach the VIP rank of triple diamond, which is, like I mentioned before, like second or third from the top. Whatever. It was like an average of $7,000 a month. And
well, that's really good. But I know you said that you weren't selling, so you're just recruiting. Yeah.
I'll correct it if it's wrong because I'm not trying to get sued today, but as I'm sitting here editing this, I just wanted to make this correction. So it actually wasn't an average of $7,000 a month, although I made that maybe like twice, maybe. It's actually $8,569 average per month, which doesn't happen. But I'm also seeing on this income disclosure statement, which I kind of just like, I guess, forgot about when I was.
Why does she keep on referring to the income disclosure statement? It's like a freaking... It's just so much based off so much misinformation. I'm sure she just watched it from somewhere. Who knows? Oh, so crazy.
Within the company is that the active distributor monthly average total with all ranks combined is $221 a month. $221 a month.
It's not even... Oh my gosh, I already talked about this in the last video, but there is no salary for an MLM. It's an independent job. You literally... It's just like getting a membership to anything. Like, when you want to sell wholesale, you sign up for that company. You send them all your information and da-da-da-da. Then you can order from them whenever you want. It's the same thing here. They're just putting that, like, it's just a disclosure. What kind of income for just the mediums of everyone that made the income. They're just, because you have to show everybody's income. But it's just you as an individual going in, joining that, getting access to the product, and you go home and do the work.
To be posting every single day, being on Zoom calls, doing all of the things. 200.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music.
So I made it to that rank.
Oh, okay. So I see what she's saying. That she only made like $200 a month? Is that what you're saying for doing all the work? I mean, no, it's not you're supposed to make that money. That's just from someone's average that made that amount. It's not supposed to make it. Do you get what I'm saying?
By working my ever-loving tail off, like harder than anyone on our entire downline, upline, everybody, working my tail off. So I made it to that rank. The very next day, I
mean, you're so stressed out, girl. Like, it seems like you're trying so hard. I might as well start your own business. Woo. I mean, yeah, if it wasn't, you were trying, you were really motivated to do this, but it just wasn't for you. It's not, doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just didn't work for you. It's Zoom calls. Yeah, you were doing the Zoom calls. You were showing up. But what, you know, like, I don't know.
I heard from friends of friends of friends that my own team and my best friends were talking poorly of me. And they were jealous of where I had gotten, and it.
What does that have to do with anything? It happens. New levels, new devils. People be jealous. It happens.
All went downhill from there. So the night that I was going to go triple diamond, it's so hard to lay this out for you guys unless you like know how MLMs work, but in order for me to go triple diamond, I needed certain people to be commission qualified. So they either had to have a 150 order of their own or 150 customer orders, or they had to have 80 in orders of their own. And so when I was going for this promotion, it was like 11 o'clock at night and the cutoff is midnight. And I had heard the next day that my best friends within the company were talking about not getting themselves commission qualified so that I wouldn't make this rank. And mind you, this rank gave me like a...
It sounded like they wanted to ditch you, to be honest. Maybe... You weren't pulling in the weight. You're saying this whole video that you weren't pulling in the weight. I mean, you didn't mention your team before, but now you're saying that they didn't want to help you. Maybe you weren't pulling in the weight, and they were making money for you, bringing you up the ranks. You said you weren't good at selling. I mean, you said that you were making money the other way, but why would they want to leave you behind if you were making a lot of money? Okay, you said they were jealous of you. Okay. Sorry. Let's just keep going.
I want to say, because there was a bonus involved, I want to say there was like a $7,000 raise from what I was making before to this. Probably like $5,000 to $7,000. Okay, we'll be safe. $5,000 to $7,000 raise per month with this promotion. And my best friends were talking about letting them not be commission qualified be the deciding factor of whether I get this raise for my family or not. And I found that out the next day, and I was kind of just like, kind of turned off from the business. But I was like, you know what? I worked my tail off this long. I'm not gonna just let it crumble now. So I worked. Probably like 4 or 5 months later. Let's see, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, so 5 months later, my husband was due to deploy in October of that year. And so for like September, the whole month of September, I kind of stepped back, and people were used to me just being like present 24/7, like on every single Zoom call, on every single training, on every single power hour, on every single everything. I was always on everything, working my tail off. And so for me to not be present was like, you know, it was a shock to everybody. So anyways, I take this month off to be with my family, to spend time with my family before.
Okay, she just said she attended everything. That's good. But I'm trying to see what you're doing outside of that, because it's not really team based. Yeah, you have your team, but what are you doing outside of that? You're supposed to be selling the products. You're not focused on that. But also, you said you were focused on the recruiting. What were you doing to do the recruiting? You're not focused on that. You're just saying you answered when your team called.
Before he leaves, and this is where my TikTok came in. So I spent this time with my family, and then I get a call right after my husband leaves, and I feel like it's just a call to see how I'm doing. The first half of the call was just me sobbing and being like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. My kids don't understand what's happening. They think that we're just going to go pick him up tomorrow, and we're not, and I'm going to start getting emotional again. But the first half of the phone call was just me crying to my upline about me being like wrecked that my husband's gone. So we get through half the phone call, and then things kind of settle down, and I stop crying, and she says, okay, well, I wanted to call and let you know that I have removed you as a leader in our team page. We need leaders who are going to lead by example, and you're not doing that right now, so we just can't have you as a leader. And one, this was like dab in the heart, because I thought she was calling to check on me and see how I was doing and actually listen to what I was saying. And two, because I spent 4 years being the hardest worker in this woman's downline and built this team from scratch on my own. And for her to just make that decision for me and kind of like rip it away from me was like, wow, it just really made me see what it was truly about. And that
I mean, if I mean, it is sad, but that's how it is in business. You gotta keep moving. I don't know. I feel like he kept a lot out, maybe, because you just said that. How long were you out? How long were you not answering calls? And when she did call, you were distraught still. So I mean, you obviously weren't ready, and I don't know how it's. I mean, what work were you really doing? You said you were the hardest worker, but again, you're not really giving examples. You said you built a team from scratch, okay, but I'm not. I don't know. Let's see.
And it wasn't genuinely caring for me as her best friend. It was actually how I was going to benefit her.
I mean, yeah, it hurts. I mean, yes, it would hurt. I don't know what the relationship was like. Maybe she didn't ask beforehand and then just dropped it on you. Maybe there was something beforehand, and I don't know. You never know. It's not really detailed. But yeah, business is business. Gotta keep going. Sometimes it hurts.
So a little while after that, another friend on my team who I was obsessed with. I loved her. She was carefree. She was awesome. And we talked all the time. So I talked to her after that, and she was just kind of like, why are you gone? You know, like trying to be that accountability kind of partner. And I said, honestly, I told her about what had happened, and she understood. And I cried to her for hours. We were on the phone, I think, that night for like 2 or 3 hours, just talking about everything and nothing all at the same time. It was crying, laughing, whatever. And so I'm telling her about what's going on. We get over the conversation of like why I'm not present, and she understands, and we move on. Yeah, the next day she makes a post on Facebook that she did XYZ with the company, and I commented, congratulations, I'm so proud of you, and didn't think anything of it. I was genuinely proud of her because this is what she needed for her family, and I genuinely felt like I was providing this for my team and doing such a great thing for all these moms who want to stay home with their kids. So I want to say the next day or so, I realized that, I went to text her because I saw that she deleted my comment. And I went to text her and I said, hey, did I do something wrong? I saw you deleted my comment. And the text wouldn't go through. So she had blocked my number. And then sure enough, like, I called my friend who had called me to check on me originally. I called her and I said, do you know what's going on with so-and-so? Because I saw that she did this, and I'm just really...
It just seems like work problems. Why are we listening to this? Why is it related? Why is this such a negative connotation? It just sounds like work drama.
Confused. And so she calls her and she finds out that it was because I congratulated her, that I was just being fake. And so I immediately just start sobbing. Like, I'm already a bucket of tears because my husband at that point had been gone like probably 2 weeks to a month. And so I was already just like on edge all the time. And so I just start bawling, and I'm like, this is like the one true, genuine, I felt like friend within the company. She understood why I was taking a break, and she felt for me, and she was crying and telling me how she doesn't blame me and that she can't imagine having to go through this with her kids and yada yada yada. And then she had blocked me on everything, on Facebook, on Instagram, my phone number, like as if I was harassing her.
I mean, I don't think people just block like that. I don't know. It's weird, and if they did that, I'm sorry. Yeah, and or some people just don't want to deal with a confrontation. Yeah.
Her or something, which I had not, other than saying like, hey, did I do something? I had no clue that anything was even wrong. So that was another kind of stab in the heart. But what I realized over this time span of being off was that I was able to kind of like step back and see how everything was running, and that it was not okay, and that I was like 1020% guilty of like all of the stuff that I was now feeling hurt by these people. I started realizing that I was seeing people for dollar signs. I was never really seeing people for who they were. I would meet someone in public, and the first thought in my mind would be, man, she'd be so good at what I do, or man, I wonder if she's ever tried this because she'd be so good. She's so pretty, and you know, she's a military wife, she's a stay-at-home mom, and blah blah blah. Like, I would always see people for how they would benefit my business. And
yeah, I mean, I guess it could be like that when you're like become like workaholic, or you're not putting healthy boundaries, time like for work and rest. I don't know. It sounds all like personal problems, to be honest.
And it crushed me for a couple different reasons. So honestly, obviously it like made me feel a certain way to know that I was like looking at people in that way, but also that people were looking at me in that way. So now that I was like not in the company, and I could see the things that, well, I was still in the company, but I wasn't like actively participating, I could see the things that they were like posting and the things that they were saying and how they were like making me feel. And so I'm just thinking like, excuse me, I'm just thinking like, this is how I have made other people feel this whole time. Like, people don't want to hang out with me because, or people like, I was a military wife, I was new at a base. People didn't want to be my friend because they saw that I was within an MLM, and they know how MLMs are, and they know that like people.
Why do you think people don't want to be friends with you because you're in an MLM? I don't know. I feel like you're just blaming the MLM for not being able to sell, for not being able to make friends, for leaving you because you couldn't work because your husband left, and maybe a little codependent. It's okay. Maybe if you're really in love with your husband, I don't know, it would be sad, or I would be crying if I had, like, depending on how old my kids were, maybe I'd be crying too. I don't know, it just seems a lot of displacement.
With an MLM, see people for dollar signs and not for who they actually are. So it was really hard to make new friends. And so yeah, not only did I like see potentials as dollar signs, and it was like if somebody posted about, oh my gosh, I'm breaking out so bad, it was like I wasn't genuinely concerned about like why they're breaking out or like finding a solution. It was like, ooh.
So you're a little bit selfish. Yeah, you're just like in hustle mode, I guess. Like, that's how you say grind mode. I don't know. This is a little bit weird. I'm not weird, like, for you to do, like, as in that you're so fixated on that you didn't, like, care. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't say you didn't care. Like, you had the resolution. You have the solution. And yeah, you can make money at the same time. I think you're making it a negative is actually, it's like weird that you're making it a negative, I guess. I feel like you can make a lot of things positive. Like, yeah, you saw an opportunity, but you also could have helped them at the same time. It was like mutually beneficial.
I can capitalize on this. Like, you should try this because I have this, and this is, you know, like, I don't know. It just felt yucky. It felt yucky to like do that to people. But not only that, but I felt like I was also seeing my team as dollar signs. Like, I was that leader that was like, no excuses. Like, I had a comeback for every objection. Like, if somebody was like, oh, I couldn't work today because I wasn't feeling good and I was in bed all day, I was literally the person that would be like, okay, your phone goes with you to your bed.
Okay, so this is why. So, okay, so it kind of sounds like the tables are turned, right? So as soon as you stop working, they're like, bye. Maybe your team was like that too, right? That's why you guys are a team. Maybe you guys thought the same. It's just so crazy. Let's see.
Like, be on your phone in your bed while you don't feel good and message people or whatever. Like, I was just a shitty ass person. Like, just looking back.
Okay, you're saying you're a shitty person, but then you're saying they just left you for no reason. You didn't sell. Maybe you're a mean leader. Or it could have been, I don't know. And that's why your boss didn't want it. Maybe you didn't want to give it up. Maybe that's why they had to block you. I don't know. I think you're leaving a lot of stories out, but you're like bringing things in different times, and you're saying you worked your butt off, but then right now you're saying you're a shitty person. You know what I'm saying?
Back on it now, I'm like, how were people okay with me treating them that way? And they probably weren't, and that's probably why I got treated like shit when I was going through some shit. Because
okay, why are we here then? You were just making yourself a victim 10 minutes ago. You were just making yourself a victim of this whole thing, saying they're my best friends and da 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 da. And then when I got sick, I was so upset. She just called me to what?
Because I treated people like that when I was balls deep. But the other thing that just like really turned me off completely was just like kind of like having to lie or stretch the truth about how much money you're making, how like lavish your lifestyle is, and blah blah blah. Because the truth is, like, when people would come in to onto my team and they would say, I want to make it to this rank, and then they'd make it to that rank, and then they would be expecting a certain paycheck because of what the income disclosure statement says. And I never, I should have, but I never was like, listen, that's not where your paycheck's gonna be, but like, hang in there. I never told them that's not what it was gonna be, but as soon as those paychecks hit, I knew my phone was blowing up. Like, why isn't my paycheck this? It's supposed to be this. What happened here?
It's because you were the bad MLMer. You didn't explain it to them. Maybe you weren't the best leader you thought you were. You would explain it to them, because now they're resentful. You would explain it to them. This is a good side job. You don't tell them they're going to make this money and then they're not making that money. I think you're just trying to sign up people to make your own money. I don't... Suspicious.
Blah, blah, blah. And I just feel disgusting now thinking about the fact that I had the opportunity to like give these girls a heads up of like, listen, you're not going to be making what it says on the income chart, and it's gonna fucking suck. Like, I had the opportunity to tell them and I didn't, because there's this whole like fake it till you make it thing. And
no, that's not fake it till you make it. You have to be honest. And it's not even that you have to be faking it, you could, it's just, there's so many ways you could frame it. If it's like a college student, you could say, this could be something to set up a website for. I mean, may have your real job, but you can set up a website for this and maybe make videos putting your makeup on and just have one once weekly or something like that. There's so many different ways. You're just not, I guess you weren't a good leader, to be honest.
If you're within the company, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but you just post as if you are the rank that you want to be. So you post about, oh, It Works is paying for my coffee, or oh, It Works is paying for my gas. You're supposed to post all these things that are like relatable to people. So, you know, It Works, people just want extra cash to get by to next paycheck. So if it could just pay for their gas, then that would be relatable to them. And so they'll join your team, or their coffee or whatever.
Just seems like a tactic. Business tactic.
Or people, they were big on like personality traits, and so a blue personality is someone who likes to like have fun and be a part of something and party and whatever. And so you were taught to like post to guide these people to you. And so it was like, post about the lavish vacations that you're going on if you want to attract somebody who's a blue and who likes to have fun or whatever. And I just felt so wrong doing that. Like, I posted every single year about going on this like paycation to our annual conference when it was not a paycation at all. Like, I ran myself into the ground trying to pay for that, or I put it on the credit card trying to pay for that.
It's all you. It's all you. I cannot believe this has 115,000 views. You are the reason you're not making money. Oh my gosh. Is this gonna be in every video? Wow.
And not one person on my team was making a significant enough income to support their family on. And they can post all day and night about the vacations they're going on and what it's paying for and this, that, and the other. But not one person was making a significant income enough to support their family on that income. And that is also disgusting to me, because while I was in it, I was like, this is...
Wait, okay, hold on. Let me wind this back a little bit, because I want to hear what she just said.
Going on and what it's paying for and this, that, and the other. But not one person was making a significant income enough to support their family on that income.
Not one person. Not one person on your team? Were you a good leader? Again, revisiting that question. Or you're saying the whole company? How's it still in business? How does it have any people working for them?
And that is also disgusting to me, because...
Why are you saying it's disgusting? Again, you're not giving me salesperson vibes. Resentful vibes.
While I was in it, I was like, this is awesome. Like, all these people are doing this extra work. Mind you, I was working very hard too, but like, all these people are doing this work and getting slim to none out of it. And here I am making...
You need to stop comparing yourself to others. You're making competition yourself. Because, like, seriously, focus on yourself, dude. You keep on looking at income disclosure statements and all these other things, but you're not really putting the work into you.
Bank and blowing it on God knows what, because I have nothing to show for it now.
Again, you're not focusing on the other things to make money. You're not telling us how you're trying to make more money in recruiting or selling. How are you even making money? How are you proving to me, again, how you are a good everything? You just said, I worked my ass off, but I was mean. I was mean, but I also couldn't sell. And I just recruited. But everybody I recruited to, I didn't tell them how much they were going to make. and they were mad at me.
But I don't know, it just, the whole thing all around just made me feel ucky and made me kind of just realize like what MLMs are all about, at least what It Works is all about. And let me just throw this in there. Looking back now, I cannot stand that they use the Christian card, that they're a Christian-based company, to their benefit, because there is so much shady stuff going on within all of these teams. And if you are with It Works or have ever been with It Works, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You may be in denial because you're still in, but
The only one that sounds in denial is you. You're like, you're just ending with, and this is why you shouldn't join It Works or MLMs, but you gave no real reasons. Except it was pretty much all you, and they want to leave you behind. You know the deal. Alright.
But yeah, overall, my team just made me feel like complete shit. So that's really all I have. I hope this was.
They made you feel like complete shit. You said you're the most. You said you felt disgusting of how your behavior was. You're in denial. Jessica Hickson, nice to meet you. Next.